my name's Catherine, and you're watching my Game of Thrones Season 4, Episode 2, The Lion and the Rose reaction video. So this is kind of being done in a different style that I'm not used to. I've had, the worst day, and I kind of just felt like, what's a better way to do than come on here and talk to you guys? So excuse my disheveled appearance, and I'm pretty, excited right now because I've been, drinking wine, let's be honest. So I'm a little pumped up, and that's why I'm actually standing to do this video today. So if you guys haven't watched my reaction video, let's go watch that first, because you'll get to see my awesome reaction to Joffrey's death. So let's get into it. So first of all, feelings about Joffrey's death. Oh my god, fucking finally! I did not see this coming, and this was the best physical thing that could have ever happened in that episode. But we'll get back to that. So we started with this hunt that Ramsay's having, and him and this other chick that I don't know who the fuck she is. She's dating him or something, but anyway. They're chasing this chick and shooting arrows at her, and dogs are running at her, and they're basically trying to kill her for God knows what reason, aside from the fact that the girl made the other girl jealous. So they're disgusting poor Theon. Theon is the biggest muffin in the world right now. I feel so unbelievably bad for him, and I really hope he gets back soon to, being a Theon and not Reek, because this is just getting sad. So then Jaime and Tyrion are having lunch, and poor Jaime, knocks the glass right over. He's being a giant muffin face, but Tyrion's doesn't even matter. So Tyrion comes up with the awesome idea of, you know what, Jaime, why don't you go learn to just fight with your other hand, and guess what, Bronn can teach you. We're gonna get some laughs there, I think. So then they go down to this interesting ring down by the water, and they do a duel thing, and, it's gonna be pretty hilarious, I think, to see that continue. So then Sir Bolton is returning to the Dreadfort, and of course he's not happy when he finds out what Ramsay has been doing to Theon, because now Theon is kind of a thing and not really a human being, but still a human being, you know what I mean? So Bolton wanted to trade him for Moat Cailin, but Ramsay kind of fucked that one up, even though Ramsay says that he already tried to do that, but of course, Lord Bolton would want to be the one who did that, and whatever the fuck. So Theon goes to give him a shave, and of course, meanwhile, Ramsay fucking telling him about Robb, which he hasn't heard about yet, so, big shocking news. And then I just really wanted Theon to just slit his throat, but as some of you guys said, Theon would've, Reek wouldn't. But come back, Theon. I don't like Reek. He's kind of pathetic. Understandably so. So now that he's proven that Theon has been broken, and Theon confessed that Bran and Rickon are actually alive, Bolton doesn't seem too upset anymore, unfortunately. So then, of course, Bolton sends Ramsay and Theon to Moat Cailin to try and take it over, to, redeem him or some shit. So back to King's Landing, and Varys is actually talking about Shae, and basically he can't lie for Tyrion anymore because he's more afraid of Joffrey and Cersei's wrath and Tywin than Tyrion's, so Shae's gonna have to go. So then Joffrey's getting presents, wedding presents, which his presence quickly exasperates me. But then for a split second, I think he has this little part of humanity when he gets a present from Tyrion. And he seems kind of oh, well, this is a wise gift and stuff. Next gift, Tywin's. After being grateful and stuff, takes Tywin's Valyrian sword. Fuck you, Joffrey, you don't deserve that. And he starts slicing Tyrion's gift to pieces like an asshole. And then he calls the sword the Willow's Wail, and wow, this is fucking uncomfortable for Sansa. And then we have this painful scene where Shae comes in to talk to Tyrion, and she's being all cute and stuff, and all loving him, and then he's forced to be a douche to her, because he loves her and wants to protect her and all that, and it's just not fair. So he does that, and she's not pleased because he literally calls her a whore, which, not cool, but he's only doing it to protect her, and she calls him out on it too. She's like, not fucking afraid of your dumbass family, but you be about the only one, Shay. So then we get back to Stannis and friends, and Mel is sacrificing people again. Surprise, surprise. Even, Stannis' wife's brother, and she's there like, yeah, this is a good idea, Melisandre, and you're just like, what are you saying? Like, who are you? Like, you're giving up your brother? You're letting him be burned to death. Alive. Like, fucking crazy people. So then Sir Davos is trying to get him to see reason, and, Stannis is just way far gone in my books. Like, his mental state is still there, he's just an idiot, I think, and he thinks this is the only way he can win the war, and as Sir Davos points out later, who the hell has ever won the war with crazy dark magic shit? Like, Stannis, you need to get your life together. So Mel needs to go away, Stannis is being a jerk, as usual. His wife is telling some creepy stories, of which some of them are actually really cute, how he, shoots a seagull for her and stuff. Like, that's actually pretty cute, because he's doing it to feed her, she's starving and stuff. But then he's being all a jerk, and she's just so weird, and she's all thankful to Melisandre for banging her husband. Like, what? And then they involve his daughter, to which, her own mother, wants her to be, burned at the stake as well. I can't even, comprehend that. What level of crazy that is. That's a new low, even, for people in this show, in some circumstances. But, so then, Mel agrees to go talk to her, and Stannis is kind of like, you ain't fucking touching my daughter, finally, some sense from Stannis. So then Mel goes to visit their daughter, and just go away, Melisandre. You're the one bringing darkness into this world. Leave their adorable little daughter out of it. So then Bran is warging through summer, and he's getting a little bit addicted to it, which is not good. They're kind of worried about him because if he keeps doing it, he may get stuck and be all wolfy and shit. So they're all starving and they carry on, and eventually they come to another badass tree thing, and then Summer goes up to it, leading them there. And then, of course, Bran goes and has some cool vision things when he touches them. So he gets visions of different things. A three-eyed crow, obviously. Winterfell, Ned. He gets visions of another tree. He gets visions of the north. He gets someone saying, "Look for me beneath the tree." Then he gets the White Walkers, and then he gets his fall. And then this is where we get to see where the dragon thing comes from. It's not from the season, it's from a vision Bran gets. So, hell yes, vision come true. And then when he pops out again, he says something about he knows where they need to go. And I really hope that doesn't mean he needs to go to King's Landing, because that would be the stupidest idea yet. Then we go back to King's Landing again, and we get to see the wedding ceremony, and we get to see Marjorie's gorgeous-ass fucking dress, and then we get to see Joffrey. I don't care. And then it's just so funny, because you just see all these people in the crowd, and they all just look so fucking impressed. It's so fun, impressed. It's pretty hilarious, and then we get to skip to Lady Olenna there, talking to Tywin, and God, I love that character, she is funny. So the reception is gorgeous, a truly lavish affair. There's lots of cool shit going on, and it's there's a mini circus in it. Looks gorgeous, tons of food, looks awesome, and then we have Joffrey. So Joffrey's looking like a goddamn sourpuss, and then Lady Olenna comes up to Sansa and invites her to go to the High Gardens where they're from. Please go. Like, please go, Sansa. Like, I know how it turns out differently, but at that point in the episode, like, please go. So then Joffrey's being a goddamn brat, as usual. Margaery's trying to keep him calm, and she's doing an okay job, but let's be honest, that's a job for many people, not just one. And then Margaery makes the lovely announcement to give all their leftovers to the poor, and that's really awesome and sweet of her, and I'm glad Joffrey agrees. The soulless little bastard. So then Oberyn is making eyes at Sir Loras, and then Sir Loras actually bumps into Jaime, and they make nice for about 2 seconds before Jaime starts saying how Cersei will never ever marry him. That niceness lasted long. And then you gotta love that shot that Sir Loras makes at Jaime, that neither will you, Jaime, you will never marry Cersei. And I just found that was pretty hilarious, because no, he won't. Though I love Jaime, he's being kind of silly this season. I don't want to say an idiot, but slight idiocy. So Brienne comes to give her congratulations. I always love seeing Brienne, and Margaery is thanking her and stuff, and obviously it's kind of like this little silent plea, like, please stay here and protect me, like, I don't want to be around all these crazy people, like, without some protection. So I think Brienne, well, we know now because this is like the 4th episode is out, but we'll get back to that in a later episode. So then Brienne tries to leave, but then Cersei feels like it's her duty to embarrass her before she does, and confronts her on Brienne loving Jaime, which, as I heard, never actually happened in the book, which is interesting. But, fuck you, Cersei, you fucking bitch. Like, who are you to say anything to her? You're just freaking jealous, and then you're rejecting Jaime? Like, what gives you the right to say what he can and cannot do, and who can love him and who can't? So just follow your son and go die. So then Cersei continues her bitch parade and goes to talk to the Maester, and undermines Margaery's lovely efforts to be nice to the people of King's Landing. Those poor people of King's Landing! They get shit on by Joffrey and then shit on by Cersei, like, again. You're the Queen Regent, you're not the Queen, like, should not have as much power as you do. And then we're back to Joffrey being an asshole. Thank God that's brief enough, and we can get back to Oberyn and Eladia, I think her name is. And they're having a lovely run-in with some other familiars, Tywin and Cersei. And Cersei continues to be a lovely person, and Oberyn takes some awesome shots at her and her family, and frig Dorne sounds awesome. Like, can we all go be Dawnish? Like, sounds much nicer than King's Landing. So then, unfortunately, we have to go back to Joffrey again. At least this episode just ends so perfectly. You hate him the entire episode, and then he dies at the end. It's like the ultimate comeuppance. It's just so perfect, it's beyond words. So the lion's mouth opens, and then out comes, I think it was about 5 midgets, and they're all being the enemies of the king, and like the different kings trying to take over the throne, so whatever, they're all there, and they do their fight and stuff, and it's just really childish and stupid. And so many people look so uncomfortable in the crowd. Like, the only people who find this funny are the Lannisters. Like, Joffrey and Cersei, and then everyone else is just kind of like, this is awkward. So, Sir Loras storms out. Sansa, poor girl, looks mortified. And Margaery looks pissed that Joffrey's even doing this. And all the meanwhile, Joffrey's laughing his ass off like the little bastard he is. And then the King Joffrey midget has the gall to start humping the head of the direwolf there. Like, clearly, completely mocking the Starks in front of Sansa and everybody. Like, okay, too fucking far. Like, where do you get the nerve? Like, are you joking? And we obviously know that was probably Joffrey's idea from the start, the little bastard. So then he has the fucking gall to tell Tyrion to go out and embarrass himself by fighting the other midget. Like, where do you get yours? But Joffrey gets sassed good by Tyrion, and unfortunately Joffrey is in evil douche mode, and he just continues on his tirade and makes him become like his freaking wine bearer or whatever, and like tosses the cup aside, and poor little Sansa helps as much as she can, but no one can really help in this situation. Like Marjorie tries to like defuse the situation, but like Joffrey's just on a tirade that cannot be stopped until, thank the gods, the pie comes out, their wedding cake or whatever, and he gets distracted enough that he has to go cut the cake. So the pie is passed out, and then poor Sansa, of course, wants to leave. Tyrion and her try and make an escape, but of course, who stops them but Joffrey, because he's not done his evil douche mode on his wedding day. Because who doesn't want to be a giant asshole to everybody on their wedding day? Like, I'm so glad he dies. So then, Joffrey gets served more wine by Tyrion, because of course he's not letting him go, and then Joffrey starts to seemingly choke, and so he starts drinking more wine. You can note the level of happiness as this end of this episode goes on. So things start to escalate pretty quickly, and Jaime comes rushing in, and Cersei comes running in, pushing people away, and the entire time I'm like, don't save him, don't save him. If you have not seen my reaction to this, you need to, because I've heard it's pretty funny. So Sansa is taken by the Fool, hopefully as what we think is to safety, and then Joffrey is suffering on the ground. Hallelujah. So then he finally dies, the heavens sing, all the audience rejoices, the king is finally dead. Cheers, viewers, that we now have a dead Joffrey and we can all rest in peace watching this show. Unfortunately, of course, before the end of the episode, Cersei freaks out and makes a giant scene, blames Tyrion because he gave him the wine, even though Joffrey forced him to give him the wine that killed him. Irony. Not gonna lie, can't even bring myself to feel bad for Cersei one speck, because he deserved it, and hopefully one day she'll get what's coming to her as well. And then we get to end on a lovely scene of Joffrey's beautiful dead face. Great way to end the episode. So as you've seen through this video, and as you've seen through my reaction video, I'm pretty much singing the praises of this episode. The king is dead. Everybody, hallelujah. Let's all, like, dance and sing and stuff. There's been some pretty funny videos about the end of this, and I may link one or two in the description bar below, because there's one that was sent to me by a viewer that was utterly hilarious, and you guys need to see it. So next episode, obviously about Dany, Breaker of Chains, and we're going to get to see her hopefully take Meereen, or, well, I've already seen the episode, so I know what happens, but we're going to pretend like I don't. Then we're going to have the blame placed on Tyrion, we're going to have a lovely funeral, hallelujah, we're going to have Sansa and her escape, hopefully. Then we're gonna have Marjorie's officially married to Joffrey because they didn't consummate their marriage, so she's not gonna be bloody happy. So then the wildlings attack somewhere or something, or they're doing something. Jon warns the Night Watch about the wildlings. So Sam takes Gilly away to safety and her baby. And then Sir Davos confronts Stannis about winning a war with prophecies, which is, you know, I think I already mentioned in this video, so sorry about that little spoiler if you haven't seen the next episode, but it's not exactly a pivotal moment. So, that was episode 2, The Lion and the Rose. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did, because I unbelievably enjoyed that episode, probably way more than I should have. Of course, the next 2 episodes have been out, Breaker of Chains and Oathkeeper. Yep, those are the 2 new ones. I've seen both of them, but I didn't say this at the first of the video. I've had a really, really busy last couple weeks, and we're pre-planning for our trip to Cuba and stuff, which is next week, so I'm gonna hopefully do the other 2 videos between this week and before we go to Cuba, and hopefully the new one before we go to Cuba, since I have a couple days off beforehand. But yeah, sorry about the delay, I really am. It's been really busy lately, it's been a shitty ass day. So I'm glad I got to enjoy it with you guys and some wine to at least end this day a little nicer than it started. So hopefully I get my phone back, but if I don't, I'll get a new one, and hopefully the next couple days go better. So thanks for watching. My name is Catherine Bogle, and this was the latest episode.